Okay guys, welcome to my channel. So this is a video of me talking about the handstand skill, one of the first calisthenic skills that beginners try to approach. Um, Before getting to the handstand form and all of that nerdy stuff, I want to talk about a really simple but effective way to prepare yourself for the handstand, like for the practice, of trying to get the handstand. And this is the warm up. Warm up is very important because it allows you to get your body much flexible and to kick up in the handstand with much more easy control of your legs. At least for me, it helps me really to feel my legs much lighter. And it's a nice thing because it helps to get the balance and don't feel like a you know cow. So right now I'm showing some kind of stretches in this clip. I'm at the park of Porta Venezia, the place where I train. The parts that I think you should be focusing to stretch are mostly your shoulders, hip flexors, hamstrings, and quads. Here I'm showing the deep squat, a very useful exercise to stretch your hip flexors and in general all the posterior chain. These are the exercise that I like to do. So you have to find those that you like and that are effective for you. These are some ideas because, for example, right here I'm showing this quad stretch that I find really useful because the quads is a part that it's very and often neglected for the stretching aspect, especially for the handstand. I think it's super important to stretch your quads because it's a completely another story. At least for me, I feel that my legs are much more free. When you stretch, you feel your body more loose, more ready. Right now, I'm showing some wrist stretching, wrist warm ups because your wrists are the base of the form in the handstand. They touch the ground, they give you the control. You imprint the force with your arms and with your fingers. So it's really important to stretch those parts because it's very often that guys that do a lot of handstands in after a very long time they develop some inflammation on the forearms and on the wrist, and that's mostly because or they are getting too much training volume, or because they don't do proper stretching and warm-ups before the handstand practice. So I really invite you guys to, even before getting to try the handstands, to really focus on those aspects because they are super important and you will see by yourself what I mean. Right here I'm showing how to properly activate your arms and especially your palms during the handstands. You have to keep your fingers and your palms very spread and wide. Imagine to catch the ground with your hands. It's super important because it will allow you to have more control and put more force to the ground. Right now, I'm showing another activation super important for the handstand, and it's called posterior pelvic tilt. It's a way to engage your abs and glutes that allow us your body to have a more solid shape, and in general, this is helps to get a straight line in the handstands. So no more banana handstands, no more handstands. There are kinda strange. Besides that, another important part is to use your arms and push actively from the ground. So don't sit to the handstand, but try always to push. Imagine like that you're pushing the earth away from yourself. Right here I'm showing the whole body position. a very good core exercise that really helps you to develop that understanding on the hollow body, the posterior pelvic tilt. Sorry, guys, that I was trying to explain before. You know, this exercise is kind of scalable, so even the beginners can try to do it if they close their legs to the chest. Right here, I'm showing a beginner conditioning exercise that it's called the back stand. It will allow you to understand how to keep your arms, how to push them, and how to keep the posterior pelvic tilt. So you know, don't try to sink on the ground. Always remember to push actively with your shoulders and to keep the glutes and the core activated. Here I'm showing another beginner exercise that I think it's very useful to approach the handstand for a first step. I think it's super good, and it's called the frog stand. It will allow you to condition your waist, your shoulders, and to get used to be in a upside down position and to use your palms and your fingers actively to keep you in balance. Always try to look forward, never sink down, never look behind you, because this will not help you to understand the balance of the handstand. This is another exercise. I think you know, it's kind of scary if you see it, but if you have, you know, some kind of soft ground, you don't have to worry, and it's called the headstand. This is super good because it will allow you to understand how to kick up with your legs and how to, you know, remain straight. This is another example of exercise that allows you to, you know, understand the handstand position, but using a less force and less balance requirements, and it's called the tripod exercise. Super good. I really suggest you to try those, guys. So, get into, you know, the most interesting part. This I'm showing the back to all handstand. Right now in this clip, I'm a little bit far away from the tree that I'm using as a support, but the concept is, you know, just kick up, stay there, and you know, always remember the activation. It's super useful. You know, I'm trying to do this like getting your feet out to the wall, because it will allow you, you know, even for a short period of time, to be in the proper handstand position. When you are get more confident on the back to wall, you can try the chest to wall. That I think it's a much superior way to train the handstands, even for the advanced guy or guys that can, you know, hold the handstands a lot more. Here I'm showing a conditioning exercise to, you know, develop the strength to be in the back to wall variants. So when you are back to wall, always remember, guys, don't lose your form, don't lose your activation. Always try to, you know, leave your feet in a very slow way. Don't rush the things, guys. Even if you think that, you know, you are ready to do the freestanding handstand, so without any assistance, don't neglect the back and the chest wall part. Always use it. Even for, you know, a more advanced athlete, this can be very useful because it will allows you to always, you know, remember the position, always to train the handstands with the correct activation. It's super technical and it's super useful, especially if you can't, as a beginner, uh, stay in the handstand for a very consistent and long period, because using the support will allow you to be in the handstand position in for much longer times, and this will help you learn the correct position and will prepare your body to do the free handstand tries. So right here I'm showing a good exercise that is, you know, activated and deactivated your form in some sort of way. No, I call it like this. It's super good because it allows you to understand what is the wrong and what is the correct position. In this clip, I'm showing how to kick up. So most of the guys do like the gymnastic kick up when they, you know, just go there from the high and to the ground, but that doesn't really allow you to have a solid understanding of your position. So really, guys, I really suggest you, even from the kick-ups, to get to the ground and go very slow. First a leg and then the other. Don't rush the things. Remember, always train with some proper, plan. And most importantly, from the handstand, don't skip the basic. Like, you can train the handstand even when you are a beginner, but having a really strong base of force will help you to really get this skill.